So first thing, I started off with this Makeup Forever HD Skin Booster. It's some kind of serum that I received in my October Sephora Playbox, so I put this all over the face. It seems to be doing a pretty nice job. And then I'm going to go on to this item here. This is the Clarins Mission Perfection U. It's a broad spectrum SPF 15. It's some kind of under eye corrector. It's supposed to target persistent dark circles and it's supposed to be an instant eye illuminator. I don't know about that. This is what this item looks like here. I'm so about this item. So starting off, you click it to the on position. You squeeze it a little bit. A tiny bit comes out through the center and you just wipe a little bit through this region here. I'll do both eyes, and then I can bring whatever's left over above the eye as well. I just haven't noticed it doing a whole lot for my dark circles, and I do have a lot of dark circles. It's supposed to visibly minimize the dark circles by the acerola extract, and I do appreciate the SPF 15, but it's very sheer, it's extremely lightly tinted, and I'm sure all skin tones could use it, but I really don't feel like it does much coverage-wise or does much for counteracting the dark circles. So now I'm gonna take the Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is the new formula, the new bottle that I just received through the Octoly website. This one's in 1C1 Cool Bone. So far I've been loving the coverage on this. I've actually been missing the coverage on my old one so much that I've been trying to build up the coverage with other concealers and everything, but this is fantastic. If you haven't tried it yet, I definitely recommend this for the upcoming VIB sale because nothing else compares to the coverage that this has. So I'm going to take the Real Techniques Complexion Sponge that I got from that set through the Octoly website. I just love this thing. As soon as this one dies, I'm going to go out and purchase another one. So I'm just going to take my finger and dab this around and just rub in the foundation with the sponge. Now I'm going to take this. I've used it a couple times and I think it kind of meshes well with the Estee Lauder foundation. So I'm taking this Benefit Boi-ing Airbrush Concealer. I have shade number 1 and I'm just going to take my ring finger, kind of just dab in the center of it. It's a very light texture and it just provides a little bit of brightening. It doesn't have a ton of coverage, honestly, but that's okay. So I kind of just dab it around right under the eye region, a little down the nose, and in between the eyebrows. Then I'm taking my MAC Studio Fix powder here. I have NW18 and this really big fluffy brush from Real Techniques, the big powder brush, and I'm just going to gently dab my brush in there because this foundation doesn't really need to set a lot. It dries on its own, I guess. And I'm just going to take this around the perimeter of the face. Since I do have dry skin, I just want to make sure where I would put other powder products that it is set in that region so they blend well. So basically just the perimeter and around the cheek region. And whatever's left on the brush, I'm going to drag it down just because I'm super pasty pale this time of year. So anyway, that is it for my powder products. And then onto bronzer. This is the new one that showed up through the Octoly website. This is the Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess. You can see there, it's massive. This is huge. So I've been playing with it a little bit. It looks all right if I have, you know, a full face of makeup going on, but if I try and use this without foundation and everything, then it looks a tad bit orange. I'm going to take a Real Techniques contour brush and tap that off and just add a little bit of bronzer through the back of the cheeks and then around the perimeter of the face. I'm going to run back over the same areas with this big powder brush just to make sure nothing looks splotchy at all. For my blush, I'm going to pull out one of my Chanel blushes. This is the blush in number 160 Innocence, and I'm going to use my MAC 129 blush brush with this. It's just a light kind of pink, just a hint of peach to it, mostly pink though. So I get it on my brush and dab off a little bit. I always want the most concentration at the back of my cheek, so that's where I start, and then I slowly bring it forward. As I do sometimes, I got a little heavy-handed with my blush, so I'm just gonna again go back over it with this really nice fluffy powder blush and just kind of blend the front gently. Then onto highlighter. I think I'm going to pull this guy out, and my daughter was using it just the other day and she hit pan on it, so I had to repress this because it had cracked and it was everywhere, so I repressed it and I hadn't hit pan on it yet, but she was going just right down in the center and she hit pan, so that was pretty awesome. So I'm going to get a little bit on a Real Technique setting brush and just kind of dab it gently on the cheekbones. This can be really intense really quickly. So put a little under the brow and above the brow as well, and a tiny bit at that inner corner of the eye just to keep that area brightened a little bit. Whatever's left over on the brush, I'm just running it in between the brows and down the nose. I don't like to do a lot on the nose because I do have a bump in my nose, and just a tiny little smidgen on the chin and Cupid's bow. Now that all the face and powder products are on, I'm going to go ahead and spritz my face with some MAC Fix Plus really quickly. Okay, now for the brows. I'm a little nervous. I think I'm going to try using another one of these dip brow pomades from Anastasia while the setting spray kind of sets on the face. There's only one cool shade that was in here, and it was this one right here, and I used that one up. That was the medium brown, I do believe. I think the only other one in here that would possibly match would be dark brown, and it's a warm toned product, but we're gonna try it. It looks like it's the darkest one in here too, so wish me luck. I'm not good with these. This is the first time that I ever tried these little pomade things, and I'm not very good with them. So like I said, it's this one down here, and it is the darkest right there. I kind of did a little swatch on the back of my hand just to make sure it wasn't like red or anything, but this is gonna be interesting to say the least. So wish me luck. I'm using one of these Real Techniques Bold Metals brushes. It's an angled brush. I think it's technically supposed to be used for eyeliner, but you can use it for your brows too. This is number 202, and I really like these. They're super weighted, so they feel nice in the hand, and they're shaped in a way that they won't roll off your counter, so that's pretty cool too, I thought. So I'm going to get a little bit on the brush and start at the bottom. I'm trying to grow my brows out a little bit so they're looking a little crazy. Yeah, this definitely has some warmth to it for sure. I'm picking up on it as, you know, the further I go, but can't go back now. Oh man, those are intense. Well, I guess we'll do the other one and see how crazy it gets. Okay, these brows are way too intense. These are not gonna work. I'm gonna have to go wipe these off. They're not gonna work. Okay, that dip brow pomade stuff, this does not want to come off. So I did the best I could. I took off as much of it as I could possibly take off. I went back over it with this Chella eyebrow pencil. This one's in Tantalizing Taupe. It's not even close to being decent, but it's better than it was. This is a little bit too light for my brows, so mixing that super dark, waxy stuff that had set already with this, it was just kind of a mess. So I'm going to go back over it and just deepen it a little bit since it is a little bit light with the Anastasia Tinted Brow Gel in Granite, and hopefully that'll just even them out so that they're not, you know, the main focus of my face. I think if I put on some eyeshadow and liner and stuff, it won't be so noticeable. At least I hope. What a pain, but sometimes that happens. That happens in real life. So hopefully this made them look a little bit better. Moving on to my eyes, I'm going to pull out my MAC Painterly Paint Pot and just run this over the lid area. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing with my eyes. I think I want to do something with a little bit of sparkle today. Ugh, I'm just not a really big fan of that bold eyebrow look like I got going on today, but there's not much I can do about it. I can't take off all my eyebrow product because then it'll take off my foundation, and I am not starting all the way over, so just gonna have to deal with it. I have not played with the Modern Renaissance palette for a little while, so I think I'm gonna pull this one out, mess around in that. I'm going to take one of these Real Techniques brushes. They're just super fluffy. I don't even know if they have a name on them. Oh, base shadow brush. I'm going to take one of these and just toss something all over the lid. I think we're going to go with the Buon Fresco right here. That one at the top right there. And just kind of dabbing it around. I just want a light wash of color all over the lid area. Actually, I'll build it up a little bit. I'm going to add a couple more dabs all over the lid. Okay, then I'm just going to take my ring finger, same shade, Buon Fresco, and go underneath the bottom lash line just at the outer corner. Maybe halfway, actually. Then I'm going to take a MAC 221 brush, and I'm going to go into, I guess a little bit of the Venetian red and just the slightest tap of Love Letter, but mostly Venetian red. I just want to get a little teeny bit on the brush like that. Start off in the crease area just lightly, just so there's something in the crease, the outer crease area. And then to Love Letter, just the slightest amount. Back to Venetian red. And then one last time into Love Letter. Alright, I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to take the tiniest little bit of Love Letter on my ring finger. Just at that outer corner. Now I'm going to take one of the Butter London Glazen eye glosses. They look like this, and I have the shade Oil Slicks. You can see it kind of has like this maroon shade, but it shifts to like a green aqua. So I'm going to dab that right on the center of my lid, cross my fingers that it all goes how I'm envisioning. That is what they look like on the insides. They're really weird. They have the consistency of like Jello. It's very odd. But hopefully, fingers crossed, that this goes well. So I have some on my finger. a little more. And I'm going to take a little under, I don't know if it'll show up under the bottom lash line, but I'll try. Not so much. But anyway, that's what we got going on the top of the eyelid. So I'm going to do the same on the left side. As you can see, I got a little out of control right at the inner corner of this side and right there on that side. So I'm going to go in with my MAC 221 and try and buff over that area just to soften it a little bit. I have this little sponge thing, so I'm taking off any product that was on here. This is the one from the Simple Switch from Perry that they sent me out. I think it works fine. So anyway, I cleaned off my 221 brush, and I'm just going to try and buff over that area. I think I'm happy with where we're at on the eyes. So then I'm going to move to a little bit of some liner at the tight line area, just at the outer corner. I'm just going to take this guy here. This is the Jordana Made to Last, the 12-hour Made to Last liquid eyelining pencil in black point. And I just put it at that outer corner and line. I'm also going to put a little on that outer corner on the bottom. I'm a little nervous. I haven't used the Kat Von D tattoo liner in quite a while, so I'm going to try my best to just line and do a small little flick of the wings. I'll try and get a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing, but it's about as smooth as I can go with this liner for as long as it's been since I've used it. So I'm going to do the same on this side over here and be right back. Okay, so my liner is about as good as it can get, but I really like how that that glittery eyeshadow just kind of shifts as you close your eye and blink and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer up some mascaras. So on the bottom, I've had this open for a little bit drying out. This is the Clinique Chubby Lash Fattening Mascara in Portly Plum. And it's a really wet mascara. So I've had it open for a while. As you can see there, it is quite purple, very plum colored. So I'm going to put this on the bottom lashes. And then on the top lashes, I'm going to use the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I really like this one. So I'm going to go ahead, curl my lashes super fast, and start with the upper lashes. Superhero Mascara time. I'm telling you, if you're after an eyelash serum that really works, that Grande Lash Serum, it does take, you know, I would say I noticed about the 2-month mark, but at the 3 months, holy cow, I feel like it looks like I'm wearing false eyelashes when I layer up a ton of mascara. And I think for your birthday this year, from Ulta, if you're born around my birthday month, my birthday is November 2nd, so if you're born the last quarter of the year, then you get a little sample size of this, and if you're a platinum member, then you get a $10, you know, coupon to use on whatever you want. I can't quite decide if I want to get another one of those Stila glitters or if I want to get some shampoo, because my Pureology shampoo is like freaking $28 a bottle for the small bottles. Not sure how I feel about this on the bottom lashes, but I don't know. It's okay for now. So I think that's how we're gonna leave it. I think this is really pretty. So I'm gonna do the other eye, and then I'll come back for some lips, some different lip options. First of all, I was gonna go with this lip option because I thought it was absolutely beautiful, but the only issue with this is that it dries incredibly dark. super dark, much darker than it looks in the tube. If it was just the color in the tube, it would look beautiful with this eye, I think, but oh man, I wish it was just a touch lighter. Let me give you a little swatch here so you can see what it looks like, and I do have a photo of me wearing this on the lips, and it does look quite dark. So that is a swatch of it there, and it looks fine until it dries down. So I'll go ahead and insert that photo off to the side over here of what it looks like when it does dry down, and the lighting is just a touch yellow in that one. Anyway, this was the shade Manhattan. This was sent to me from the Octoly website, and I will use this product in an upcoming video. I had plans to wear it, but I feel like just with everything else going on, it might be a little too much. So I'm gonna go for something else, something just a touch lighter. I'm gonna go with the Marc Jacobs Lamarque lipstick in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and I just have a little sample guy of this. I just did a lipstick declutter, and I'll link that up in the cards as well as in the description box down there. If you open that up, I'll link both parts of it, because the first part I really didn't declutter much, and then at the second part I ended up decluttering I think a third of my lip product. So I thought I did a pretty good job. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this right now. So that lipstick ended up looking super weird, so I decided to go with this Buxom Big and Healthy lipstick in the shade Vienna. If you've never seen these before, if you pull on the end cap, it does have a little sharpener on the tip. I don't use those very often, but I mean, it's there. And then this is what the shade looks like, what it looks like on my lips. And I was thinking this might look a little bit bright going with my eye look and everything, so I thought I would just toss on a little bit of this Grande Lips lip plumper that I got from Octoly. I don't have the shade name with me. I can put it on the screen though if I get a second. It's just like a mauve tone, just to kind of tone it down so it's not so bright and fluorescent. I think that looks a little bit better. I mean, it's still loud, but it's not nearly as loud as it was before. Anyway, so I'm pretty pleased with the overall look, how the eyes turned out. I'm still not very happy with the brows, but that's okay. Anyway, that was everything. I really do appreciate you guys watching me get ready, or possibly getting ready with me. So I really do appreciate you watching again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.